I've been wanting to do a Minecraft challenge for a while now. I've played since 1.5, I'm old enough to see horses getting added to the game, and before you go and type, oh but I was here since Alpha Beta 1.1.1, good for you, but this is my video, not yours. So sit your ass back, grab a beverage, and shut up. I'll admit it that I'm not original with this video, nor the format of 69 days. I didn't want to be original per se, I wanted to find a challenge that's something I would try and have fun with. Well, I tried it alright. Did I have fun? Not always. The rules are simple. I have to survive 69 in-game days in a survival amplified world. But I will not be doing hardcore. You'll see why multiple times in the video, trust me. I knew what was going to happen, so I made sure hardcore was not an option for me. I started day 0 underwater in a cold taiga and frozen wastelands. Since I didn't want to waste any time, I had to get wood right away. A zombie came after me, but he burned to death. I made a crafting table and some tools and started gathering some more wood. Coal and stone are also very necessary, and thankfully I found some in the nearby mountains. Even though I didn't have any mob related issues, I sometimes do look behind me. This is because of a reflex, not because there's actually something behind me. With that all out of the way, it was time to explore the frozen ocean. Eventually I came across more water than ice, so I made a boat and sailed away. I found another water structure that actually had a map in it. While trying to find the treasure from the treasure map that was in a chest during the set underwater ruin, or the structure that I named earlier, I found myself a boat with even more loot to grab. The map led me to a hidden treasure chest with diamonds in it. We're doing great for the first day, I must admit. I wonder how long it's gonna last. When night fell, the ice biome started to disappear, much like the daylight. I had to find shelter. I found a village, but as I came closer I noticed it had cobwebs laying all over the place. This meant that this was an abandoned village, which are quite rare on Java. I looked around for things to loot, but then the mobs started to come after me. One of them was a zombie villager. I put him in a corner because my brain knew I could use it later on. I saw more and more mobs running toward me. I knew I had to escape, but I completely forgot to grab a bed, which led to the situation that I had mobs following me around, me breaking a bed but I couldn't pick it up because my inventory was full, and eventually I got gangbanged by them because I was being thrown in a corner. Now the entire village was out to get me, so I had to retreat. I decided to give it another go once I filled up my health, but I had to be quick and resolute. I grabbed the bed and run the fuck away as quick as possible. I ran away to a place that was safer, well, in a sense, and slept the night away. On day 1 I decided to go back to the village to loot some more. There were no mobs spawning anymore, which meant I was much safer now. Thing is, I still had the problem of being low on inventory space, everything was filled to the brim. Later that day I went up a mountain to see if there's any place I can build my base at. Lo and behold, I saw a few nice places. In these amplified worlds everything is much bigger, and usually I put my base somewhere either at the top of a mountain or right next to it. I also like small coves that are being surrounded by mountains a lot, it's just very cozy. By the end of day 1, I scaled an entire mountain. I looked down on everything and knew that this would be my base of operations and drifted off to sleep in bed. Day 2 is where I started preparing for gathering resources. Now the problem with having your base on top of a mountain is one single thing. You have to either mine your way through the entire mountain down to the bottom in one go, or you jump off the mountain and start down there. I jumped off of it, but very slowly. I grabbed a bucket of water, so next time I can swim up and down. The rest of the day was just me gathering our resources, there's not a whole lot to say or showcase here. On day 3 it was time for me to start exploring my self-claimed mountain and its holes. I went down, and when I couldn't anymore I started making my own mine. Eventually I ran into an underwater cavern, which meant I had to go the other way. Then I hit another, and another. You can see where this is going. Much like the day before, I gathered resources. I wanted to make my own base very soon, which meant lots of stone and wood were necessary. For some reason I have 0 footage left of day 4 and 5, but from what I can tell the skip in time only got me more stone, which meant I mined a lot. Day 6 had me tired of moving up and down the mountain constantly, so I grabbed my gear and shoveled my ass back down. When I was sorting everything, a creeper exploded behind me. No idea where it came from. Didn't even see it. I terraformed the terrain that I wanted to use to build my house on and lit up the place because I needed to be safe. On day 7 it was time to build the house. I figured I couldn't waste any more time since we were already 10% on the way. Now I'll be honest here, I'm not that good at building. And every time I do build, I tend to have doubts about my creations. That's why this takes a couple days instead of just one. After a few days the first floor was done. I also had to chop wood in between because it wasn't enough. But my god, the roof for this thing was incredibly stupid to make. I had to redo it thrice, if not more. I haven't seen me struggle with making a proper roof in this long, but eventually I did it. It still fucking sucked though, even looking back at it, the amount of effort it took me to get there and the actual result looking so damn mediocre at best. Well, it was done, so I had to deal with it. Or fix it. I decided to go with the first, I'm just kidding, we don't do that here. I had to waste another day from the already limited time I gave myself. Still looks very mediocre though, but better. Somewhere around day 8 I stole 2 cows and gave them a 2x2 pen. This was for their own safety and for my food problems. I didn't really have any proper food source just yet. I also found this tall black thing with a block in its hands. Yeah, it didn't really live happily ever after. Day 9 I decided to give the cows a small expansion to their pen, because I'm not that cruel, just sometimes. Since I was busy with farming, it was also time for the sugarcane farm to be planted next to my house. For the rest of the day, it was time to explore my whereabouts for a bit. I wanted to familiarize myself with my surroundings. This way I knew which way to go in case of trouble if I needed specific materials you could get in only one biome. Problem here is, in terrain like this, an amplified world, it's really hard to get around, so everything goes really slowly. I did make it home before nighttime though. Day 10 came around and I was done with all the random shit. Time to make a strip mine. Ever since the underground got an update in 1.18, strip mines are even worse to make, because first of all you have to go even deeper, and second of all deep slate takes even fucking longer to mine. Yeah, this day didn't really get me much further, if anywhere at all to be fair, it's just all so slow. I stayed down below for the entirety of day 11, mined a diamond, got a pickaxe and went back down to mine some obsidian for the nether portal. On day 12 I had to mine some coal, but I didn't want to go down the mines again. Luckily there is some coal on the surface near the mountain I reside at. Then I made the nether portal and went exploring in hell. The only thing I really had to do there was see where I would spawn, and I also stole some blocks on the way. The day went by fast. I decided to stay awake for the night to see where I still had to light up the place around my base. My night ended rather quickly though. My brain went swimming with a creeper. Day 13 quickly arrived. After turning my brain on again, I figured it was time to make some farms. Otherwise I couldn't do anything with the animals I'm keeping. I had to look for a place first. Luckily there was a nice platform on the other side of the river. I'll have to make a bridge for that later on. Otherwise I'll have to keep swimming up and down or use a boat. After terraforming the land for a bit, I had to make a farm. I had to come up with things rather quickly as I only had 69 days to survive. I spent all of day 14 making these farms as well. I'll be honest, I winged this mostly, and I think the way it looks by the time I'm done with it, it kind of looks really good for a basic farm. I'm not here to make the biggest and best looking structures, I'm just here to have fun. And I'm not doing any of that fancy schmancy shit because I don't have the time for all these big projects, especially not because I'm bound to 69 days. Day 15 was the day I said, fuck it, I'm going to do something else. So it's time for an adventure. I went all the way, wherever direction I was heading at that moment. I found the same dead village, stole their fences and went into the ocean. I went past an ocean monument, which I thought would be nice to use later on for something, but as of right now I'm not equipped to handle this at all. Then I had to spend day 16 getting back home, because apparently I made a big circle around my house. I figured that I could use day 17 to go to the nether, for the blaze rods that are required to make ender eyes. The end is too soon, I know. But I like to be prepared during for what's to come, so I don't have to worry about too much trouble later on. Okay Harley, you can make this jump. You can do it, I'm rooting for you. Just don't take the middle route because as you can see there's no block there. Take it from the right and you'll be, for fuck's sake, you fucking idiot. You can still save yourself down the... Why doesn't this surprise me anymore? Why does this happen so much? It's not like I'm the only one I see dying like this. How come we make decisions that we know we can fuck up but we do them anyway? Everything I did, everything I had on me was all completely in vain. Almost. But I don't give up. There's no point in giving up. It's all about what you do after getting back up. So Nether, I don't care if you ruin all of my progress. I will find that Nether fort. Oh, it was right behind the wall that the gas was pressing me up against. Well, that's convenient for once. I made my way to the fortress and found out that it wasn't as easy to get there as I thought it would be. Since I didn't want to jump in the lava once again, I had to be very careful with every single jump I made. Eventually, I did come across what I needed, a blaze spawner. I attempted another genocide, and once I felt like I had enough blaze powder, I went back home safely. Day 19 was me making sure I was prepared for another mining session. This took way too long. There's also not a whole lot to talk about unless you want to see me mining blocks for an hour straight. When I was done with mining, I still didn't have enough iron. Therefore, I scaled the mountain for iron veins on the surface. That worked very well. During day 23 I expanded the farms that I had. Thus far I only had potato and wheat, which are the better two of the things you can farm. At least that's the case for me, I barely have any progress in the game right now. Also, it was time for an enchantment room. This will be in the attic. I need something to be up there, so why not there? Next up is day 24. I needed to go on another adventure. Not because I didn't want to progress, but because I needed a way out for a bit. My base was stressing me out a lot. I died a couple times and I wanted something that could de-stressify me. Eventually I found a tiger town. It also turned night when I was raiding them, so I figured I could sleep there for the night. The next day I watched a tutorial on how to make an iron farm. One of the best farms to make early on. But for some reason I quit the video and moved on. For those who don't know, which presumably is none of you, I recorded this months ago. I believe by the time of this coming out, it'll be almost half a year. That's how long this video has been in the making. I'm just very lazy with getting bigger projects done. This is the reason why I can't tell you why I quit wanting to make an iron farm. Either way, the next few days I had some further adventures, but I also made my way back home. Despite the fact that there's big ass mountains in the way, I still covered a lot of ground. I think I traveled a few thousand blocks, I'm not exactly sure. Day 28 was the day where I decided that I had to locate the stronghold. Even though I had almost no eyes of ender whatsoever, in fact I just had one. It did end up to be closer to me than I expected. I only had to throw it around 3 times and thankfully it didn't break on me. It has a 1 in 5 breaking percentage. I didn't even know that until I looked it up just now. Even though I died twice already, I seem to have luck on my side for once. I explored the stronghold and went home for the day with all the resources I gathered, like books for example. I needed those fairly badly, which is good. After doing some exploration, it's always good to relax the day after. That's why I spent day 30 mostly fixing stuff, terraforming, updating the enchantment room, as well as making a to-do wall. I didn't really do anything else. This was also the part where I started to start streaming these, so if the video looks a little less stable or has a lower resolution, it's because of the stream. Anyway, day 31. Yeah, I started mining for resources once again. Eventually I also started watching a video about mod packs in Minecraft. There were a couple people in chat wanting to play a mod pack with me, so we were brainstorming on what we should do. Now this stream was about 4 months ago and we still haven't done anything mod pack related in any way. So you see, this is why I fucking hate my life. Oh yeah, day 32 went by because chat made me watch those videos, so that was a waste of time. But not as much as day 33 to 37. I started working on the farm again. This time trying to finish it as much as I can instead of just doing half of it. I also got annoyed by swimming from one place to another, which meant that it was time to make a bridge. This took way too much of my time. It's quite idiotic to see how much time you actually spend during these challenges and how little time is actually well spent or efficiently spent. Now if you've been checking the video length to see how long this video still is, you might be wondering on why it's so short. If you've not checked it, you did it just now. The reason that this challenge is so short is not because I'm going to milk it for the monies, it's because I didn't finish the challenge. Day 38 was the final day and the final straw. I've had so much issues with this challenge already. The continuously dying by creepers, the underwater filled cave systems, all of it. Yet I've been trying my very best to keep up with the challenge and actually keeping up with the days I still had left. Hell, I even located the end. But this final death when I was exploring didn't only kill me, it killed my motivation to keep on going too. Another creeper came from nowhere and exploded the living cock off of me. I guess you can say I rage quit here. Chat wanted me to keep going, but I wasn't doing all of that all over again. I didn't even get that far to begin with, yet I didn't want to do it. Ironic, huh? I'll say this about these challenges though. I probably won't be doing anything like this in the nearby future, but the people that do this in hardcore, or even as their only videos looking at you look notable, I have tremendous respect for these people. Not only to come up with ideas to do, but also for the amount of time and dedication they put into their videos and in this game overall. Did you enjoy this video? Very good. Then please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, share this with your friends and kiss my ass.